welcome back to another video. Looking a bit scruffy, aren't I? I need to shave. Today's video is all about my running shoe rotation, so the shoes that I use for different workouts, why I use them for those workouts, and whether or not I would carry on using them for my workouts in my next running shoe rotation. So if you're new to running, a running shoe rotation is basically a set of shoes that you use for different things. So you have one shoe for your easy days, one shoe for your workouts, so intervals, one shoe for your races, one shoe for, I don't know, gym work, so on and so forth. This is something that you have to build up over time, unless you've suddenly got a couple grand laying around just to spend on some running shoes. So this is definitely something you have to build up slowly. And if you are just getting into running and your biggest run during the week is maybe like a 5k, I would say don't worry about a running shoe rotation too much. Just one daily shoe that you can use for all types of runs, whether it be slow or quick. That's probably the best thing for you right now. There's definitely no need to go and spend a whole bunch of money. If you're just getting into running, it's definitely something you have to take time to learn about and find the best shoes for you. So I'm going to get into this. We're going to start off with the Nike Pegasus 37, this one I believe. I've got a pair of the 38s, but they're very muddy, so I've got my 37s here instead. So the 38s I use primarily for gym work actually. This is my gym pair. As you can see how clean it is, it barely gets worn outside apart from this little berry mark. So when I do a warm up and a cool down before the gym, I do go outside and then sometimes there's some berries on the floor. So I like to use this shoe for the gym primarily because it's quite flat on the bottom. That's actually that flat in the video, but I find it's quite flat, so it's quite good for things like squatting and things that you need a flat base, so box jumping, so on and so forth. In my personal opinion, it's not actually a great shoe for running. I find it's a little bit clunky, and in terms of value for money, I think there's definitely better value running shoes out there for just like a daily running shoe. So yeah, that's why I primarily use it for gym work, because I bought it with the intention of running in it. I didn't actually like it that much, so I've kept it for the gym because it's quite a nice looking shoe. This is the Kipchoge edition. You can see his 159.40 on the back of the shoe there. Also a little EK on the side with the Kenyan colours. So yeah, this is my gym shoe. I might use this for the odd run here and there, but primarily I use this for my gym work. My next pair of running shoes is the Hoka Clifton 7. So these are quite old now, definitely looking for an update at some point. You can see the sole is starting to wear quite a bit. So I actually, as far as my shoes go, I wear this quite a bit in terms of like quantity. So I wear this for all of my warm up and cool downs and the occasional recovery run too. So this gets used at least kind of 5-6 times a week just for my warm up and cool downs. I really like this shoe. It's quite a maximalist shoe, so you're getting quite a lot of cushioning underfoot. So yeah, I really enjoy this shoe. It's really lightweight. It was my first pair of Hokas, and I'm definitely going to go back to Hoka again. I've definitely got on well with this pair. But yeah, it's due to its high cushion and lightness. It's just really nice on your feet. I wouldn't probably wear it for anything else at the moment. Maybe some long runs, but as you'll see later in the video, there is a couple other shoes that I do prefer wearing for my long runs. But yeah, the Clifton been a really good workhorse shoe for me. It's done a lot of miles, definitely got value for money out of this. I can't remember the retail price, but I'll put it on the screen here. But yeah, that's been the Clifton. Use it for my easy runs, but primarily my warm up and cool downs. The next shoe in my rotation is the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2. Now I've had a bit of a funny relationship with this shoe. I started off not really liking it at all, to be honest. My dad and my sister both have had multiple pairs and they absolutely love the shoe. So from word of mouth, I've gone, oh, it must be quite a good shoe. So I bought a pair. Didn't bother like trying them on in a shop or anything like that. Just ordered a pair online. And I have to say, my first impression of the shoe was that it wasn't that great. But having worn it more, I've started to not fall in love with the shoe, but I've definitely started to enjoy the shoe a lot more. I've tried it for some easy runs, didn't really get on that well with it. I just found it wasn't really giving me what I was after from an easy shoe. but I have started wearing it for my track sessions. So things like 5 times a K on the track, 5 times 1 mile, 16 by 400. I wore this the other day for 16 400s, and it was a really good shoe. It has got a nylon plate in it. I'd prefer to not wear a carbon plate in my shoe until race day, because I just find mentally that I've got a bit more of an edge when I save that carbon plate for race day only. So it has got a nylon plate. The Saucony Endorphin Pro has the carbon plate in, but this just has, I think it's about I think it's a 2/3 length, it's about that much, nylon plate. But yeah, so I have enjoyed this shoe a bit more than I thought I was going to at the start, but would I buy it again? Probably not. I would probably try something else next time, just because I like pairs of shoes that I put on and I just know instantly that they're going to be a good shoe for me. So yeah, this has been the Saucony Endorphin 2, whether it's for my tempos, my track sessions, anything where I'm going a little bit quicker, bar race day. This is what I use. I've worn it for some grass sessions as well, actually, to be fair. The one thing I would say with this shoe is the grip in wet conditions is not the best. Dry conditions, no problems at all. Haven't been finding the grip bad, but on wet, slightly icy maybe when it's been a little bit colder, and especially on the grass, when the grass is a little bit dewy, it's definitely not held up in terms of grip. So yeah, I would advise getting something a bit more grippy if you do a lot of grass running. So yeah, next shoe, and arguably my favourite shoe in my running shoe rotation, is the Nike ZoomX Invincible Run. Something like that. The names are so complicated now. My dad's got a pair of Adidas and it's like Adidas, Adizero, Adios Pro. It's just, oh, it's ridiculous. Why would you give it that many names all start with the same like 3-letter words? So yeah, I use this shoe for all of my recovery runs and my long runs. So this shoe gets about 20 to 30 miles in at least every week, without fail. This is my second pair of the shoe. The first pair I had, it did just slightly split on the outside, but that wasn't due to my fault, so Nike did gladly replace the shoe for me, which was very kind of them. This pair is extremely muddy. I wore it for my recovery run this morning, so I'm trying not to touch it onto my white shirt. So yeah, it's super plush. It just gets the job done whenever I'm feeling a little bit leggy, tired legs after a training session, or the long run when you're just not really right feeling it. It just really helps to keep you going. It's almost like it's got a little motor in it. It just keeps you going. It does not let you slow down. I wouldn't ultimately wear it for some quick runs because it hasn't got quite that snappiness that you want, but it has got fairly good energy return in the shoe. You do feel quite a bounce in it. So if you're looking for a shoe to get you through quite a lot of miles, I would definitely recommend this shoe. It's built for the high miles. I've just done my first 60+ mile week, so that was quite a cool achievement for me. But it's all thanks to this shoe, really. I do all of my high mileage runs in this shoe. The most I've got in a run with this shoe is 20 miles, so I haven't pushed it all the way to kind of a marathon distance. 20 miles is the furthest I've been, and it's the furthest I will be going for quite a while. Yeah, I really like this shoe. Probably my favourite shoe that I've got to show you here today. So if I had to recommend buying one shoe, it is a pretty hefty £160 for this shoe, but you can sometimes snag it in the sale. If you want a white colourway, wouldn't recommend if you're going to be going through the woods like me. Yeah, really enjoy this shoe. Definitely would give it as high as you could give out of 10 for a running shoe. The only downside to this shoe is the heel cup. I seem to always get blisters. When I've got no blisters, no problem, but as soon as I start to form a little bit of a blister from another shoe, wearing them in this shoe just makes it worse. So avoid this shoe if you get blisters. The fifth and final shoe in my running shoe rotation is the Nike ZoomX VaporFly Next Gen 2 something or other. So I've got two of these shoes. My first pair was my first pair in them. I'd never worn like a Nike carbon plate shoe before. That's the blue pair. You've probably seen them before on the channel. I treated myself to this pair here because I just really like the Tokyo colourway. The white, the pink and the red was definitely been my favourite colourway for a while. Got spikes in the same colourway. Got some of the Tokyo. It's called Raw Audacious. I've got a few of the clothing items as well. This shoe is the best racing shoe I've ever had. For some reason I always find I run better in the blue version than the pink version. Maybe that's psychological, but the blue version definitely seems to have fitted my foot better, my legs better. But yeah, the carbon plate is super snappy. The ZoomX foam is really good for energy return. I do not think you could not set a PB in this shoe if you were fit enough. It would just not let you do it. Anything else to say about the shoe? I have quite often got blisters in this shoe. That's the only problem when I wear socks that aren't quite as high. As you can see from this one, there's some blood stains on the back from where I've been bleeding in the shoe. But it kind of goes with the colour. So yeah, racing shoe wise, I would definitely wear this over any other shoe that I've got. Set some pretty nifty times in it if you've seen my PBs. So pretty happy with it. I'm going to be wearing this for the Lid 10K on Sunday. So yeah, so hoping to go sub 32 in this shoe. So yeah, that's been the Nike VaporFly Next Percent 2. So that was my running shoe rotation, guys. Hopefully I went into enough detail for you. I'll write a list in the description of all the shoes that I have in case that you want to buy a pair and you forgot the name or whatever. But hopefully you enjoyed today's video, guys, and I shall catch you in the next one. Peace.